Welcome, YouTubers, to Mr. Zero's Terror Ride. I am Mr. Zero, clown comic and commentator on haunted houses and things that are scary, silly, bizarre. With me, as always, my friend Chuckles the Clown. Hello. Um, it's been a while since I've done a vlog on working at Nightmare, so I figured I better get to it at this late hour. Um, how did my week go? You might ask. Probably not, since only like a lot of people are watching these videos. But it's for me that I'm doing them, really, truly. So I can look back at this time of my life and say, hey, I did something fun. You know, I may be an out of work actor, an unpublished writer, and a clown without a real venue except for YouTube. But one thing you can't take away from me is I'm a haunted houser or a haunter, haunted house actor, guy, person. Um, so let's just get right to it. Okay, so I did parking the week before, weekend. Monday comes along, those are the slow days. This was UEA weekend, so I knew it was going to be a busy week. And I had my first day was Monday, and I was a dentist. I was the zombie dentist, which used to be the psycho dentist, but now it's just the zombie dentist because we've got this zombie theme. And I guess a lot of people play it off not so much as a zombie, but just as a psycho dentist. And it's supposed to be a zombie. It's a shame I didn't do the vlog right after so that some of the makeup could be shown because it was really elaborate. It looked like a huge kind of ripped open Chelsea grin smile kind of thing going on with teeth on the lips. And then just like dark around the eyes, skullish kind of features airbrushed in. I went to Maverick afterwards, and some kids saw me, and they were like, "That's the coolest." And when I say kids, I mean like teenagers. They're like, "That's the coolest thing, man. Why did you get that done?" I work at a haunted house. What haunted house? And Maverick is like kind of sponsoring us, or vice versa. So they've got our coupons in there, and I show them this one here. Oh man, we don't live in Salt Lake. Sorry, but um, the makeup was cool. It took a long time, so I got into the room late. Just like scant minutes before people were gonna come to the room. And Casey, the cast director, he comes in there, and I had no idea what I was gonna do in this room. I had no clue. So I asked him. I said, what stage of zombie is this supposed to be? Is this a 2 or a 3? And he says it's a stage 2 zombie. That means some talking, not much in the way of dialogue. Um, and slower movements and such. And then Brent was the security guard that night, and he said, let's be entertainers tonight. Let's entertain. They're here to be entertained. So I went with entertaining zombie. As I said, no idea what I was gonna do. The room is set up that they come in. There's a table here. They go around the table. There's this dentist chair with a zombie in it and some dentist implements. They're tied down, plus 2 tools that are plugged in, but they're not the full implements. There was the vacuum and then the squirter thing, but they didn't have the full implements. So all they are is just pieces of metal stuck with wires. And I'm using a kazoo to demonstrate what I was holding, which was the vacuum. Had the little lever on it to turn on the strength of the vacuum. I recognized it because I've been to the dentist enough and paid attention to what they were doing. But they come in, there's the zombie, and then I'm sitting on the other side of the zombie. At first, I was just sitting there going, teeth, teeth, floss. And I got a few giggles at that, but it wasn't that. And I'm sitting there kind of walking, and I was like moving my hand like someone who's lost nerve sensitivity and nerve use in their hands, and so I'm holding it like that and trying to move with the other hand to get it, and I'm drilling on the zombie dummy. It's a stuffed dummy in a chair with a zombie mask on top of it. And after a while, I got this idea, and it was kind of a brilliant idea. I got the patient, and I'd put my hand on his head, and I would take the tool, and I'd stick it in his mouth and make it. And I'd do the voice for it, just in there with my mouth locked on. Like he's choking. And then as people were coming in, I'd be just, and I look at them and go, and like really exaggerate the motion, then go for the eye and make the dummy go, and then go back and do it again. And then as they turn around, I'd sit there and look at them, look at the tool, look back at them, kind of run up towards them, and go, ah, ah. And most customers coming through would sit there and looking, no. No, thanks. No, don't put that in my mouth, please. Some of them were even scared enough that they were back. No, please let me buy. Please let me buy. And there would be one or few good sports in there that would sit there and they go, ah! And of course, to that, I'd suddenly go, oh, and walk off. I actually offended a girl one way. She comes through, she does the ah, and I go, oh, and she's like, oh, come on, I brushed my teeth. And, all my work in that room paid off. I got recognized. I got a candy bar, a Snickers bar, or no, Baby Ruth for that room that night. Did a good job. Night after that, I was the pirate again. That was Tuesday. Um, it's towards the end of the season. I'm getting kind of run down, so I was sitting on one of the crates underneath the row of pots and pans that are hanging there, and I really got the full feeling of the rocking motion of the room as patrons would come in. And the minute they come in, I'd start singing. And anyone that knows this song, 15 extra points of awesomeness if they recognize this. But I just start singing, hoist the Jolly Roger, oh, hoist the Jolly Roger, oh, of all the men I used to know, the worst of them was Blackbeard. So damnable the beast from hell, he was the one I most feared. And as they'd come in, I'd go, hoist the, and then smack the pans, and they'd all just clatter up there and scare the people as they came in. And then they'd have to deal with me right up front, and after a while, I'd sit there and say, what are you staring at? Are you after me gold? I've killed men for less than that. Got a few laughs, a few people said, go, 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 go. It's kind of scary. You get that. People are like, they don't want to be too scared, so they say, oh, he's scary. And, it was a relatively uneventful night. I sometimes would stand up and I'd sit there and kick at them. I'd sit there, I'll fight you! I'll take you down! I'll blow you down like a north wind! I'll tie you to the main mast to give you 30 lashes. And then I'd start going, I'd fight you with one arm behind me back. I'd fight you with both arms behind me back, and I'll kick you to death. And people would laugh at that stuff. And the reason why I was singing that song, which is from an excerpt from Jolly Roger by the band Adam and the Ants from the album Kings of the Wild Frontier. Those of you that really know your old 80s new wave and punk might recognize the name Adam and the Ants if you don't recognize the song. That's where I got it from. I was getting tired of singing the Garfield song. 60 men were lost at sea, all of them drunk except for me. 'Twas I who had to face the storm, nothing aside to keep me warm. Got tired of singing that. Got tired of singing Alan Parsons Project's The Cask of Amontillado. By the last breath of the four winds that blow, I'll have revenge against Fortunato. Smile on his face, I'll say, come, let us go. I've the cask of Amontillado. And most people won't even know what that refers to anyway. That's the story, the Edgar Allan Poe story, where he's getting revenge against the guy, and he changed him up into a room and starts stacking bricks and builds a wall in front of him and leaves him there to scream and himself to death. So I got tired of singing all those songs. I just went for Hoist the Jolly Roger because it was easy enough to keep in my mind while I was trying not to fall asleep and pass out, because it's been getting to me. I've had a few hard nights. Day after that was Gilly Mays. which is or Gilly Monster, which is just more of the same. You know, me sitting there. So there you go. And then that was pretty much my week inside the house. The rest of the week, I'm doing parking. I was on post doing as I explained, former video, swinging that around. And this is wearing down my hand too. I gotta say, I've had to be switching around a lot, and then doing my whole little thing. They haven't been having music out as much, so it's kind of stunk in that way. But U92 came out. I gotta give props to the DJ that comes out. I think he's a DJ. The person that came out was talking to people. He's pretty funny. He's been entertaining me, not personally, but so I've been having fun, enjoying that. Um, and it pays off. I've been working hard, and so on Friday night I got recognized for it. They were giving out prizes to people, and I got a Host t or a sweatshirt, hooded sweatshirt, hoodie, if you will. Host energy drink. Here's their energy drinks. Every time an energy drink place shows up with their models to hand out free samples to everyone, parking guys, they get too many of these. I got three, gave one away, drank one, and this is the last one. I'll be using it tomorrow when I go to work. Um, I was working with a guy. I think he said he had three, maybe five of those. He was the Intimidator, Curse the Intimidator, and he was like jacked up on speed. He was like, "Cool, cool, cool! Whoa, whoa, I got it, man! I got it! Come on, let's go, let's go!" And he was in his own little zone, and yeah, I heard plenty of the people were overindulging, and I can't do that. This stuff gave me. I just took one rapid heartbeat, really energetic. Towards the end of the night, I got a terrible headache. Um, but yeah, I'll support them. Host energy drink. It's very sweet tasting, so be aware of that. Um, it recommends taking half the bottle at a time. Do not consume with any other caffeinated products. There's plenty of warnings on it. Um, there's a lot of sugar, niacin, vitamin B6, foliate, vitamin B12, and then all your weird names, things that 100 milligrams of caffeine there. So that's about 1 cup of coffee. I've drinking several cups of coffee in a day, so it's supposed to be comparable to 1 cup of coffee. But I was sitting there going, I hope I don't die. And that was my week this week. UEA Nightmare. And it's almost over. One more week, then Halloween, then another 2 days, and that should be it for the season. And then I'll have to figure out something else to spend all my time doing. I'll eat a lot of potato chips. I feel potato chips might be in the future, and a lot more television watching. More television watching. Potato chips, TV watching. Maybe read a bit more. Definitely pay more attention to my wife and kid. That's a given. That's a given. Anyway, that's all for tonight. And communication. I'll come up with another vlog, maybe in a week, maybe in a couple days. Who knows? I don't.